Hello, my name is Alana N, and as you have already heard from my colleagues Sarah and John, who discuss stress and burnout in female correctional officers from a forensic and educational standpoint, I will be discussing this topic from a counselling psychology perspective. Some of the things that we will cover within this presentation is looking at what counselling psychology is, why it's beneficial and how it can be applied in regards to your workplace. We will also touch on some evidence-based literature which have also highlighted in areas of improvement so we can ensure we deliver the best appropriate programs to your workplace to address these issues. A counselling psychologist can help a client work with various issues such as emotional, developmental, social, organisational. All of these things can be correlated with their skills and your attendance to develop a relationship able to address the issue of stress and burnout in the workplace. I am a counselling psychologist and I will use my skills to support you, your co-workers and workplace to address this issue effectively. Stress and burnout can be defined as a psychological state where someone may feel mental and emotional exhaustion due to a stressful circumstance or circumstances. Some symptoms of stress and burnout could be low energy, physical pain, pressure, anxiety. These can follow on to somebody experiencing addictions, depression, tension, anger, and poor concentration. All of these factors can impact somebody's personal life and work life. These factors can be brought onto somebody as a result of things that happen in their workplace, so such as exposure to inmate situations, bullying, harassment, discrimination. Harassment discrimination is something that is very prone to happen to female correctional officers and something we will look at deeply. Conflict in general, violence, disrespect, all these factors can contribute to stress and burnout. Work and personal conflict can be brought upon in numerous ways. It can be defined as conflict which arises as a result of numerous roles that are dissimilar and incompatible with each other, where based on the nature of these roles have inflicting demands which cause an individual to struggle with work-life balance. Balancing work-life is alone very difficult. So when you're struggling with stress and burnout, it makes it extremely difficult to cope with. Some things that can cause stress and burnout in the workplace or personal life to occur is commitment, time, rigid deadlines, work schedules, and minimal support, whether that's from your peers, your family, or your work. As a result, behaviours such as poor work performance, tardiness, and fatigue can result from that. Sarah, my colleague, was fortunate enough to interview a real prison correctional officer. Some important points that we derived from the interview was that she experienced harassment, which parallels with some research we have found within this presentation. She feels there is a supportive environment around her, however, no one really opens up about their issues. It's interesting that a counselling psychologist has been implemented within their workplace. However, that didn't go very well because the correctional officers had the belief that the counselling psychologist couldn't help because they were not part of their organisation. They mock the counsellors, and this is something that we can work on with the local government to reduce this stigma in order to make sure that we as counsellors can deliver the best service as possible so you can also receive that service. Research highlights differences between male and female correctional officers. Females experience more fear than males. They experience more harassment and feel less support from their supervisors. Unfortunately, this is research that has been based either from different states in Australia or internationally. Although stress and burnout can be quite universal amongst this frame of work, it is really vital that we gather some more research as a nation and look at this issue from a Victorian standpoint. This needs to be done in order to perform and create the best programs for you and your workplace that is based on literature that is relevant to not only the culture in which you are living in, but having evidence is very important just to be able to implement the best appropriate program. The individual counselling sessions will involve helping the client notice their feelings, their behaviours, and the behaviours of those around them. We would undertake psychological testing such as the DAS and the K10 test, which will highlight the stress levels and depression levels the client is experiencing. We would discuss ways to de-stress that is relevant to the client's needs. The group counselling session will be run very similarly to the individual counselling session. However, very briefly, we will discuss ways in which individuals can help their co-workers and also look at recommendations in how the organisation can help their staff. We will discuss harassment and discrimination and use these groups to also form research in order to fill in the literature that's currently missing within the Australian research. It is really vital that we have relevant research in Victoria in regards to this issue for the correct audience. Unfortunately, we don't have enough of that, and that is part of our role to work with the local governments, which is to achieve that, to address this issue effectively. Working in a multidisciplinary team, we together can provide a holistic approach to understanding this issue and implementing appropriate programs by working with the local government to ensure we address this issue effectively. From a forensic psychology perspective, they will be focusing on offender management, occupational-related stresses, educational development psychology will be focusing on training. Accounting psychology will be looking at the mental health aspect. With all of these different disciplines, we are sure to make sure that we cover all the appropriate aspects to tackle this issue. And not only will we be working at a downstream level, but an upstream level also. I would like to end the presentation with this quote, where attitude changes can be found in both the individual and at the government level to achieve these effectively.